People assume it's simple, a color choice, a preference learned too young to question. But pink has followed some girls through judgment, teasing, and quiet defiance. Long before words could explain it, the color settled into memory. Soft blankets, birthday ribbons, a sense of safety that arrived before logic. As years passed, the world tried to rewrite that meaning. Pink became weak. Pink became shallow. Pink became something to outgrow. Yet some girls never did. They carried it carefully, like a secret language. Only they understood. You might think it's about trends or taste, but psychology tells a deeper story. Color imprints emotion before identity forms. Pink often becomes associated with warmth, gentleness, and emotional permission. When life later demands toughness, that color can feel like a return to self. For some girls, choosing pink is not regression. It is reclamation. It says softness survived. It says sensitivity did not disappear. Think about the moments you felt safest. Notice the colors that surrounded you then. They matter more than you realize. And here is the unsettling question. What if the color pink is not childish at all? What if it reveals something most people spend a lifetime hiding? As girls grow older, pressure arrives quietly. Be serious. Be neutral. Be less visible. Pink becomes a risk. Wearing it invites assumptions before a word is spoken. Some girls retreat from it to avoid being misunderstood. Others lean in harder. Psychology shows this split reveals coping styles. Avoidance versus integration. Girls who keep choosing pink often integrate softness into strength. They allow warmth to exist beside ambition. But that choice is rarely easy. They face subtle resistance, jokes, side glances, being underestimated. Over time, this creates an internal conflict. Do I adapt or do I stay recognizable to myself? Many choose pink not because it's easy, but because it's honest. You might recognize this feeling, the pull between belonging and authenticity. Pink becomes a boundary. It filters who respects depth beyond surface. If this perspective resonates, you're not alone. Subscribe now if you want more psychology stories that reveal what preferences quietly say about identity. Here's the twist most people miss. Girls who prefer pink are often highly perceptive. Studies link color preference to emotional awareness and memory sensitivity. Pink wearers tend to read emotional environments quickly. They sense tension before it speaks. This sensitivity can overwhelm. So pink becomes regulation, a visual reminder of calm, of self-soothing, of permission to feel without apology. The world rewards emotional hardness, yet emotional intelligence predicts long-term resilience. Choosing pink can be an unconscious alignment with inner balance. You might have judged this preference before, or defended it silently. Either way, notice the reversal happening now. What seemed superficial reveals depth. What seemed fragile reveals emotional courage. If this reframing surprised you, subscribe to continue exploring the psychology hiding inside everyday choices. At the climax of this story is acceptance. Pink is not about gender. It's about emotional language. Girls who prefer pink often refuse to amputate parts of themselves to appear mature. They integrate softness into adulthood, strength without numbness, confidence without hardness. Remember the beginning, the assumption that it was simple. It never was. Pink is memory, regulation, identity continuity. It is a quiet rebellion against emotional erasure. You might see someone differently now, or understand yourself with more compassion. Subscribe if you want more narratives that change how you see human behavior. And tell me in the comments, what color do you feel safest in, and why?